seminar that is organized by the Creative Classroom group. It is the first online seminar that it is organized for 2020. eTwinning and Scientix, a friendship on the serve of eTwinners. As you may already know, eTwinning has a lot of friends with whom collaborates, and one of these is the Scientix, the community for science in education, which promotes and supports STEM. Cornelia Melcu is a primary school teacher, a teacher trainer from Brasov, Romania, eTwinning ambassador since 2013, and of course a Scientix ambassador. And Christina Nicolaita is teaching science and ICT. She is also an eTwinning ambassador, and as Cornelia is a Scientix ambassador as well. Both of them are willing to present today how Scientix can be in serve of eTwinners. Welcome, both of you, in this online seminar.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will start because I'm Christina Nicolaita too on your screen. But Cornelia Melcu is speaking for you now. And I'm very happy I will spend some hours with you in this afternoon. And because you know everything about us, thanks to Angeliki. Now I will invite Christina to say some words too before we are starting the meeting.
Hello everybody, I'm Christina Nicolaita. I am a teacher of physics and ICT, and together with my good friend Cornelia, we will try to introduce you some ways in which Scientix can help eTwinners in teaching STEM and even STEAM, and of course to be ready for the climate challenges. Thank you.
So, first of all, we have to outline of this, to know the outline of this webinar. Firstly, we want to take a closer look at the relationship between eTwinning and Scientix, because both of them are part of the European SchoolNet community, and they are very good support for the teachers. Sorry, just a moment to adjust my microphone. Okay now? Okay, thank you. And the second is eTwinners in developing STEM projects related to the annual topic. And I think you have already known that the annual topic is climate change and environmental challenges. And I think it's a really, really good topic as we see what is happening around us with the world and our nature and so on. Now, here we have a STEAM pyramid, a framework for education across the disciplines. I really liked it because you can see here how we can put together some topics and some activities to do a better STEAM education. I think you know that A is from art, because we can integrate art too in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I think it's a very good idea because I'm a primary school teacher, and every time art topics are very good to introduce STEM in learning and teaching. Now, As I said before, eTwinning and Scientix aim together to improve collaboration, cooperation, in order to communicate, develop projects, and share best practice in education. As you know, because I saw many names on the list of on the participant list today, and I know you. We collaborated sometimes, and or maybe we will collaborate in the future. And I think eTwinning and Scientix can be a very good pair for doing that. Scientix supports eTwinners by offering valuable resources first for developing STEAM-based projects. And you have the link for Christina. If you don't mind, please, you can put the link in the chat too. So the link that I we provided, sorry, to you, is to the Scientix EU resources section on the portal, and what you will find there, it is a resource repository of Scientix, the Community for Science Education in Europe, and there, if you go on the page, you have the advanced search tool, so you can search any resource you want based on the subject, the minimum age of the students, the maximum age of the students, the type of resource, because you have their projects, working sheets, videos, and so on, and on language. We will talk later about the great service that Scientix is providing to the teachers, translator on demand. Okay, this is about the Scientix resources. I think we can move further on. We will have a section of dedicated to questions and answers, and we will talk later. Now, as you know, the main challenge of this year on eTwinning is climate change and environmental challenges. And I think we should have on our minds as teachers these key questions. Is it important? I mean, the subject we chose related to the topic. Is it compulsory? Why is it compulsory? I thought that everything we teach should be really important for the learner and for the teacher too. Is it interesting and relevant for the students? So every time when we choose a topic to deliver to the class, even in the project or even in the lessons or in outdoor activities or transcurricular or extracurricular activities, we should think if the topic we chose, it is really relevant and interesting for the students. So if the students are really interested in studying it. Now, if you chose a topic, and from my experience, I can tell you that one of the most interesting topics for the students is space and the Earth. The students are really interested in it because I think the universe is the one topic that is always demanding and always very thank you. you have the link in the chat for space awareness. What is space awareness? Is a former project of European SchoolNet, and there you can find a lot of resources, valuable resources. I know them because I worked for this project, and I reviewed and I created some primary school resources, and they are sorted by category. You have our wonderful universe, our fragile planet, navigation through the ages, and the journey of ideas. And if you click on any of these topics, you can discover some ideas for activities in your projects or for the lesson. For example, we have Know Your Planet, Sun, Earth, and Moon model, Make a Star Lantern, History of the Universe, Living in the Milky Way, What is Constellation, and so on. And they are on levels of education from preschool to secondary and informal school. I really love this project, and I always come back to it when I'm looking for some ideas to do interesting activities with my little students. Because, for example, this year I teach 7, 8 years old students, so they are really young. The next link that we provided to you is the link to ESA education site, and there you can find again a lot of resources for teaching the students about universe and about planets and about space navigation and space search and researches and so on. There are two categories: classical materials, and there you can find CDs or DVDs, and online material. So we have links to dedicated website, PDFs, brochures, online exercises and videos. And I really recommend you to visit this site, because there we will find from time to time calls for ESA members, state members, to join very interesting workshops related to using the technology and coding in the classroom. That is in Redu in Belgium, or to join the summer school or the autumn school for the teachers, and in Leiden and the Netherlands. And there you spend 1 week learning together with astronauts and teaching specialists and researchers about how to bring STEAM education in the classes. I joined them 3 or 4 times from now, and it's really good for any teacher to have this opportunity, because beside all, you can find valuable resources, as I said to you, but you can find very good partners to develop projects, because the students really like project work. The next link is dedicated to EU Code Week. I think many of you know EU Code Week. EU Code Week is the European project dedicated to Code Week And here you can find a lot again of resources related to introducing coding in the classroom, even activities without any computer or devices. And this is good because we sometimes a really challenging issue and problem is to have computers in our classroom, and we have or having access to the mobile phones or tablets, and this is good to this is a good opportunity to find resources not sorry, resources which are not for online activities. Okay. And very important for Europe Code Week, or maybe Christina wants to say you about the opportunity to organize an event in your school. Christina, would you like to say some of?
Okay, so can you hear me? It's okay? Okay, thank you. I want to say about Code Week also that the Code Week for the year 2020 is already here, because we can organize an event all year long, and we can adapt to every celebrations. For example, it was Mother's Day in Romania, and the students could organize some offline activities with pixel art to draw cards for their mothers or other great activities. Students love these activities, and they can, as I told you, they can be organized all year long, not only in the frame of the Code Week. The next slide is about the event that is the 2020 STEM Discovery Campaign. It is a great one because, as you can see, it's a joint international initiative organized by Scientix and invites projects, organizations, libraries, schools, universities to join this great opportunity. I will put the link. Okay. And as you can see on the next slide, you can see all the partners or the partner projects involved in this campaign, and you can see all the great contests and competitions that are waiting for you. I will go through them one by one, if you agree. So the first one is International STEM Awards. I will put the link so you can go and see on the page that that International STEM Awards showcases projects and rewards young talent involved in creative and innovative solutions to global problems. Another competition is Bloom competition. Bloom competition, I will also give you the link. The Bloom competition is about the Bloom stories of implementation that will reward the most innovative classroom implementation of bioeconomy using the materials included in the Bloom School box, which I will also provide it to you. There are 4 different categories of submissions for the Bloom competition. The first one is teaching bioeconomy in primary school, which is an individual work. The second one, teaching with bioeconomy in secondary schools, STEM classes, also individual work. Integrated STEM teaching with bioeconomy, teams of 2 STEM teachers of different subjects. And the fourth, integrated team teaching with bioeconomy, teams of up to 3 teachers of different subjects, including at least 1 STEM teacher and at least 1 non-STEM teacher. As Cornelia said before, STEAM is STEM combined with art, so science, technology, engineering, maths and art. What a great combination that you can use in your classes. The other competition, the next one on the list, Common Play Contest. As the name says, invites students to learn by playing, to learn science by playing. So how can you take part in this contest? You should interview someone. Yes, Natasha, yes. Sorry. You should interview someone who is involved in science, coding or on the making. And during the interview, do not forget to ask the following 3 questions. What is your interest or passion in science, coding or making? Who or what inspired you to get involved in this topic? How did you get to where you are today? Of course, you can also ask any other questions that you like, and the best 5 interviews and answers will be awarded. Usually, these contests have as reward a participation in a science workshop in European Schoolnet or another science conference that are organized from time to time. Let's see what is next. The next one, the Cleantech Challenge. I will also provide you the link in a moment. Okay. This challenge comes from the constant question on the minds of the every person who is environmentally conscious, like what can I do to make a difference? This can have a difficult answer, but we can participate in this contest, finding a solution to this challenge on how an individual can instigate change. Okay, the next one, Dell policy hack competition. Which is a competition with also 4 challenges. You can entry with projects about diversity, learning environment, skills, and lifelong learning. The next competition, STEM School label. If you go on the links, you will find more, of course. There are a lot of information on the pages when you will go. But to participate in STEM School label competition, you should create an account on the STEM School label platform and submit a case study, organize an event related to one of your STEM School label criteria, and submit a school practice evidence via the platform. The next one, TIWI competition, which is connected with GoLab. So it is about creating an implementation story, a transversal report describing the processes and impact of introducing ICT with inquiry methods, and to work in particular with GoLab as a teaching methodology. And finally, Leonardo for Children Climate Change, which is connected with art and climate change. You will find there that there are at least 3 competitions on that page: fables on climate change action, art and science on climate action, and fables on climate action in music, for students starting from primary, secondary, and high school students. Okay, indeed a lot of links, but that is so great about Scientix. You can find a lot of information. You only have to search and you will find for sure something which you can adapt and you can work with in your school. Okay, Cornelia, can you go on from here?
Yes, thank you, Christina. Someone is, yes, STEM is an approach. Someone is asking what is STEM. Maybe at the end of the seminar, we will explain again what it's all about. Okay, you have in mind, Christina. So the latest resources related to STEM or climate change. And we have here, as you see, Christina, if you don't mind to help me to put the links in the chat. So we have 6 new learning scenarios from the 3 ERAS project ready to implement in your class. What means that the 3 ERAS project developed some learning scenarios. They were they have been already tested in the classes, and now they are provided to all the users of the Scientix repository. So there you have the link. Anyway, you will find it on the resources section on Scientix. Then, what is really, really great, and I'm very proud of it because I was a part of the team who worked on the Scientix MOOC STEM is everywhere. And what I know, I think soon this MOOC will be um, run again on European SchoolNet Academy. So, and for the one who doesn't know what is European SchoolNet Academy, we will provide the link at the end of the meeting because there is a great platform where you can find some professional courses and you can teach a lot, not only from experts, but even from other teachers and colleagues from all over the world, I can say, not even Europe, because we had some participants even from Argentina and what I remember from Brazil too. So it's great. So on STEM is everywhere. If you are looking for if you are going on the you are go we sorry, if you are following the link, that was what I wanted to say. You can find 36 lesson plans from the kindergarten to the upper secondary school, and they are related to how to link all STEM subjects because I think you agree with me that every time when you are talking to a child about school, if you're asking him how is maths, for example, most of them would say math is difficult. Why? Because I don't understand it. But these lessons, for example, are developed in a way to link the STEM topics to the real life. That's why the title of the MOOC was STEM is everywhere because, for example, if you are going to the supermarket to buy something for your dinner, you have to link together biology because you have to know what plants to buy and to put in your pot, to link mathematics because you have to calculate the quantities and the prices, and you have to know physics when you are going home, and because you have to know for how long to boil it and whatever and so on. This is a very simple example because I'm a primary school teacher, but this is the idea of those lessons, and I really um, uh, really recommend you to follow the link and to discover the lessons uh, that our team did. The next, there are the 6 new bioeconomy teaching resources available in the Bloom School Box. We are talking about the same Bloom project as Christina talked before in the competition. So you I don't know, Ulku, what you want to say. Why you cannot participate in some competitions? Maybe because just some countries are involved. And you're right, because when you are going to the site, you have to check if all the countries are um, available. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. And what I say, we have 6 new bioeconomy teaching resources in the Bloom School Box, but there are more than 6. And anyway, you can find there a lot of, again, of lesson plans and working sheets to use them in your classes or in your project. And if you remember, I told you at the beginning when we talked about the Scientix repository that Scientix has this wonderful, really wonderful service, translation on demand, and what I know for now it's the only one that provides this service. So if you go there and you find a really, really interesting and valuable teaching material, and you think that it would be great to have it in your own language, you can request there a translation in the language you need. So, for example, I'm Romanian. I'm going there, and if what you have to be logged in. This is the main condition. And after you are logged in, you can request a translation via the translation on demand service, and it's free and available only on the Scientix website. It won't be at a glance, but in 3 or 4 weeks, the resource would appear in the language you ask for too. What I want to say to you, to be translated. So if you need one resource to be translated, free users has to ask for it. So maybe it would be better to ask your colleagues to go to the translation on demand service and ask for translating that material. Okay, I think that is done for now. And Christina, latest projects related to STEAM and climate change. It's your floor now.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the mistake. I can see it now. There should be a T here, the 3 us and animal using science projects. But before starting to talk about these new projects, I want to give you one tip. You can participate with one project in more than one category in the competition. So maybe if you don't have access in all the competitions, maybe you can participate with the same project in more than one competition. Okay. Let me tell you something about the 3RS and animal using science projects. This is a framework to achieve human experimentation that can be summarized as follows. Wherever possible, replace animals with, for example, tissue or computer models, which is replacement. Test with the fewest animals possible, which is reduction, and use less sentient animals and make testing procedures as human as possible, which is refinement. The next project, which is called STEAMit, is very good for our campaign because it's an interdisciplinary STEM approach connected to all around us. So we need to STEAM the education because as we told you, we can bring art inside the STEM. By the way, what does STEM mean? I've seen somebody ask us. So science, technology, engineering, and maths. And with the A, we can bring also the art in teaching science. Come and play. I told you about the competition, but there is also a project that aim to help Europe to understand better the new ways in which formal science learning is taking place through various coding, making and play activities that young Europeans are nowadays engaged with outside school and higher education science classroom beyond the formal boundaries of science education. Have fun in school initiative that inspire learners to use IT to learn about physics, aerodynamics, design, manufacture, branding, graphics, marketing, leadership, teamwork, a very, very interesting project. So I think we can go to the next one. The next slide is about courses related to STEAM and climate change. I will invite Cornelia to talk about our fragile planet because I know she is very keen on it.
Thank you, Christina. Hello again. So we have some courses related to STEAM climate change. And as Christina said, the first, our fragile planet, is a course provided by European Schoolnet Academy, as I said you before. And now it's running. Maybe I'm not really sure because I didn't check it today or the day before yesterday because here is a crazy situation because the coronavirus, and I think it's everywhere in Europe. But I think if you want, you can catch it. You can still catch it. Okay, and the course is the main aim is to empower teachers to teach space and astronomy related topics to their students. Teachers of all levels of education can participate, and the focusing especially on those who are interested in astronomy but never had the opportunity to learn more about it. Is also great for those teachers who have only limited background information about space sciences and do not feel comfortable when communicating basic information about the Earth to their students. As I told you, I know that the students are really interested in those topics and they really loved it. In this course, participants learn and practice with engaging educational activities about topics such as the weather, the climate, and the Earth. So that's why it's very good for the topic of the year. I am not talking about the learning objectives because if you are going on the course, you can see them. But anyway, there are 5 modules. Planet Earth, climate change, part 1, climate change, part 2, climate monitoring from space, and submit your lesson plan because usually the courses provided by European Schoolnet had the evaluation in a really interesting and very good way. I really love it. So you submit your an action plan or a lesson plan. It depends on the course, and there is a peer evaluation. So some teachers from other schools in other countries would evaluate your work, and you would evaluate the work of other teachers. So this is really great because we can learn from each other, and I saw a lot of wonderful ideas and wonderful lessons from the teachers all over Europe and even the world. At the end of the course, you will receive a certificate with the number of hours, and this is really good, and with what you achieved during this um, course. So I think this is about our fragile planet, and now if we talk about the yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cornelia. So there are other interesting courses, both on European SchoolNet Academy, but also on School Education Gateway. The two that follows will start soon. I recommend them both because we need to learn leadership for change, of course, and this course aims at successful engaging and empowering school leaders, which motivates and includes formal and non-formal leaders. It is a key to bringing the change we want to see in our school. Another platform where we can find great courses is School Education Gateway, and the one course that will start soon on 15th, I believe, is Formative Assessment in Practice, Shaping Students' Learning. You can go on School Education Gateway and connect with your eTwinning credentials. So School Education Gateway is directly connected to eTwinning. Other great activities Scientix organizes are the webinars. They are not only related to STEAM or to climate change, but they have a lot of other topics that are very interesting and help us teachers to improve our STEM teaching in lower grades or in online science simulation, inquiry-based science education. But also another repository for webinars. It is on School Education Gateway. And the last one was very interesting. It was about AI that is becoming a bigger part of everyday life, including education. So if you access these links, you will find repository with the recording of the past webinars. So even if you couldn't participate due to the limited number of seats, you can play the recording and you will find very, very interesting and helpful things for your STEAM or STEM activities. The next slide is about the eTwinning Spring campaign, which has a very important topic for us. It is about climate change. You can already register your activities on the page. So when you access the link, you will find a great collection of guides, pedagogical materials, online seminars about the topic, and you can also find a map where you can register your activity dedicated to the climate change and register it on eTwinning Spring campaign. Another great help for this campaign is the last topic about circular economy education, which you can access here on this link. The concept of circular economy is a new and emerging perspective on sustainability. The perspective is built on the natural world where everything is seen as a resource for the next level of the food chain, resulting in zero waste. There are a lot of activities dedicated to zero waste projects in many schools, and they are very valuable and very suitable for the eTwinning Spring campaign. So if you go and read the whole article, you will be very inspired for your project to participate in the campaign. But also we will try to inspire you presenting some of our projects. So Cornelia, you are invited to present your
Thank you, Christina, again. And now it's time to see some examples and share experience. I chose one of my newest projects because this year, as I told you, I teach really young students. They are 7 years old. So the project I chose is Our Super World. This is the name that that the students involved in the, not just mine, sorry, the students involved in the project, primary school students, chose, because the idea was that they want to create a world very good to live in. So they were not very happy with the world we were living in. What is all about? Here you have the short description of the project, but I will talk a little bit about what we want to do during this project. I'm sorry, but not all the pages are public because we are still waiting for some materials to be uploaded, and in a few days all the pages will be public. Why I'm saying sorry? What I think, I'm an eTwinner. This is my 10th year now. I joined eTwinning in 2010, and for the beginning, I was really happy because that was the place who suited me. Why? Because here I found people open-minded and open to new things and open to share. So I strongly recommend every time to every teacher who join eTwinning or who ask me about how to work there and how to develop the project, to make all the pages and all the work public, because it's really important to see how our colleagues work and how our peers see the project work and what are they doing, just to have an opportunity to learn from each other. So I'm sorry, our pages are not all public yet, but they would be soon, I promise. By the end of the project, our students will be able to understand their and other living beings' place in the world, in the ecosystem. They will talk about the importance of every species in the ecosystem, every important species, of course, because we cannot speak about every species on the earth. They will research and learn about how people and their activity affect animal habitat. They will apply in their daily life the principle of the free earth, reuse, reduce, recycle. They will examine and learn about healthy eating choices, synthesize the knowledge acquired into a drawing, what's on my plate. They will study and analyze the emerging of the environment and eco-friendly products and make healthy choices when shopping. They'll organize a campaign, protect the animals. The world needs them. The world needs them. They will cooperate with students from other countries in order to create joint products. They will communicate in a foreign language in order to accomplish a common task. And they will use technology and Web 2.0 tools, of course, appropriate to their age, in order to study, analyze, communicate, and cooperate with students from different countries. What we have been done and what we are going to do. First of all, we had an ice-breaking activity. The students introduced themselves and they represented their team and their place. And we had a ice break activity. For example, they chose one plant or one animal from their area of living, and they said if I would be a butterfly, I would like ice cream, or I don't know, you know what I mean, and I would like mathematics. That's a dream, of course. In December, they started to study the lab contest because we organized some study labs, virtual study labs, very, very good in these times when we are when the school, our school, for example, is closed. Then in January we placed a video recording or an audio recording made from by the students. Sorry, I'm in a really big hurry because we have 30 minutes more, and we have the session of answering questions, and so that's why I'm a little bit in a hurry. But I will try to take my time. Sorry. Um. So, so the students recorded a few sentences about why a species it's important to be protected. Then they draw what's on my plate. In February, we studied the eco-friendly products on the market and posted the students' findings into a poster. And in March, we had a virtual meeting. Thank goodness. I don't know what would happen till the end of the school year because for now, as you know, in some countries, schools are closed, and this is terrible. Anyway, what I like best, you see on the screen, maybe you know the tool. It's Answer Garden. So we plant a question, a keyword for a problem the Earth faces now, and the students plant it there, and as you see, they recognize that that pollution is really bad. Then the animals die, the climate change, again the climate, the global warming. So the students, even they are very young, they are able to um, to choose and to and they provide critical thinking, so they know what's bad and what's good. And I think they will be great citizens in the future, because this is our main aim. Okay, so this is for now, and now I will invite Christina to present her wonderful project.
Thank you so much. I want to remind everybody that we still have 30 minutes. Our webinar is 1.5 hours, so people don't go. We have still more to share with you. Okay? I see a lot of thank you, but the webinar is not finished. Okay, so I want to tell you about our eTwinning and Erasmus Plus project. I call it STEM Ambassadors, but the full name is We Are Creating STEM Embassies in the European School Network, which has a lot of activities dedicated to climate change, climate challenges. In fact, every of our meetings is full of challenges. Students that goes in mobilities work there and then go back to their schools and replicate them in their classes with their colleagues. So you can go and open the project page, or you can go and visit the project blog, where you will find about our first 4 meetings of the project and the activities that our students liked the most about climate change and about adapting to the challenges were. The first one, Save the Pelicans, by estimating the number of pelicans in some pictures, taking some aerial pictures, and here they could combine their knowledge and skills in natural science, mathematics, engineering, technology, and arts. And they should create a safe egg transportation gadget. For example, they were given a bunch of materials like cardboard, wooden sticks, cotton, even soil for plants. I don't know, a lot of materials where they should have chosen to create a transportation device, a transportation gadget, where the pelican's eggs should be safe until they were in the laboratory. It was something that our students loved to do. Another activity which we developed during Code Week was AI to Save the Oceans. I will put the link inside the chat. So our students had to program the robot to recognize ocean living beings, to pollution, to different wasted materials in the ocean. We also had a workshop for producing and printing on recycled paper, where our students created their own cards as memory from the project. We also created a stand lamp from recycled newspapers and plastic bottles to give them a second life, and to involve also art, because they were very beautiful. You can go and check on the project blog. There were another two challenges: how to build an environmentally friendly community, taking care of runoff issues. So the community had to be both friendly, but also sustainable and productive. And another great activity students loved, we called it Evergreen Country, to find solution to live beautifully in a healthy and protected environment. All the teams were transnational teams working together in this project that it is still going. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the meeting last year, but we hope to find solution to continue it. Anyway, we could work in twin space with no problems, because nowadays online learning will help a lot our students, especially now when our schools are closed because of the coronavirus, These are the most important activities. I will present this project also in the conference with more and more details and with pictures, of course. So I will go to the last slide, which is question and answers. So we are waiting. Sorry?
Thank you very much, Christina and Cornelia.
We are waiting for your questions.
There are some questions. Yes. Yeah. We are waiting for your questions here. You can post them in the chat box. Christina and Cornelia are going to answer to you. During the learning, this learning seminar, we learned a lot about Scientix, and we had here with us Cornelia Melku and Christina Nicolaita, eTwinning ambassadors, as well as Scientix ambassadors, which who shared with us interesting knowledge, information, experience, and useful links to help us focus on this year annual theme about climate change and environmental challenges. Scientix and eTwinning are having a good friendship, and they are going to help us. So in case you have any questions, feel free to write them on the chat box. I think that Cornelia and Christina, you told them very in every detail that there are no questions. Thank you very much. The recording will be posted in the Creative Classrooms corner, and I will share the link with you.
Maybe.
Oh, is it okay now? Can you hear me now? Is it better now? Okay. Okay, thank you. As I said before, thank you very much, Christina and Cornelia, for sharing with us all of these interesting knowledge, information, and experience, and so useful links. The recording will be soon in the Creative Classroom corner. For those who are not still the members of this very powerful featured group, we invite you to join us and to participate in the online unconference, which will be held on 28th of March, this March, at the last Saturday of this March, where experienced teachers such as the ambassadors who were today with us share their experiences. Thank you very much for everything.
Angelica,
there any
just
questions?
one moment. I put also in the chat about STEM education and what is STEM. And Asia
Okay.
asked some. Okay. Thank you very much.
You can explain.
I don't know if someone is on the list to attend the sorry? Sorry, Angelica, I don't know what.
Cornelia, if you want, you can explain.
I put the link in the. Yeah, okay. What is STEM? Okay. So, STEM is an approach to learning and development that integrates all the areas of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics together. What means that means that you can choose a topic and have some activities related to that topic, but with all those four areas. So, for example, you can learn about the sun and have some tasks related to science, some to using technology, some to engineering, and some with mathematics. Why this approach is very good? Because one of our colleagues asked if it's good for primary school. I would say it's very good for maybe even for upper secondary school, because through STEM students develop key skills: problem solving, creativity, critical thinking and analysis, teamwork, independent thinking, initiative, communication, digital literacy. And why? Because everything is changing and you need to understand global the phenomena, not just related to one field. And this approach is very good because when you make links between fields, then the understanding process is even better. That's it for now, because I put there a very I like that resource because you have a chart there that explain more, because you know sometimes the words are not very as powerful as a picture. Thank you so much for everything. It was a pleasure to spend with you this 1.5 hour. And if you have more questions, you have there our emails, our contact emails, and we are very happy and blessed to answer. And to
I want also to thank everybody.
We will be healthy.
Okay, thank you everybody for taking part in our event. Okay, and you too. And Angeliki.
I would like to thank you for those of you who
Really,
had.
thank you for
Yes, yes, please, Cornelia, please. For those of you who had the technical problems, the recording will be soon in
No,
the
I
Creative Classroom
didn't.
group corner, and you will. There are a lot of technical problems today. No, don't worry. I think that the internet is affected with the virus. I don't know which virus, but we are optimistic. We keep as eTwinners our enthusiasm, and this enthusiasm we have to transfer it to our students and to all the rest eTwinners. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.